Lord be with you. A reading from the Holy Gospel according to John. Jesus went across the Sea of Galilee. A large crowd followed him because they saw the signs he was performing on the sick. Jesus went up on the mountain, and there he sat down with his disciples. The Jewish feast of Passover was near. When Jesus raised his eyes and saw that a large crowd was coming to him, he said to Philip, "Where can we buy enough food for them to eat?" He said this to test him, because he himself knew what he was going to do. Philip answered him, 200 days' wages worth of food would not be enough for each of them to have a little. One of his disciples, Andrew, the brother of Simon Peter, said to him, "There is a boy here who has 5 barley loaves and 2 fish. But what good are these for so many?" Jesus said, "Have the people recline." Now there was a great deal of grass in that place. So the men reclined, and about 5,000 in number. Then Jesus took the loaves, gave thanks, and distributed them to those who were reclining, and also as much of the fish as they wanted. When they had had their fill, he said to his disciples, "Gather the fragments left over so that nothing will be wasted." So they collected them and filled 12 wicker baskets with fragments from the 5 barley loaves, and that they had been more than they could eat. When the people saw the sign he had done, they said, "This is truly the prophet, the one who is to come into the world." Since Jesus knew that they were going to come and carry him off to make him king, he withdrew again to the mountain alone. The Gospel of the Lord. My dear brothers and sisters, today's Gospel is a continuation of the Gospel which we heard last week and the week before. As we know, maybe we remember, Jesus sent out his disciples 2 by 2, and they should go and touch people with grace, with the word of God, heal the sick, and even drive out the demons. Then they come back to him. They want to tell him about all the miracles they saw, they did. But Jesus said, "Go and rest a little. Go to the mountain." And we talked about it last week. It was not only about vacation, about doing nothing. It was more about praying. Go and pray. Spend this time with the Lord. But people, the crowds, they see exactly where Jesus is going, and they follow him. So they gather together there. There are 5,000 men, so maybe 5,000 women and children, so about 10,000 people together. This is late in the evening, and Jesus knows exactly they are hungry. What to do now? There is one boy with 5 loaves, bread, and 2 fishes. It's completely not enough for 10,000 people. What to do? Jesus knows what to do. He takes the bread, he prays in thanksgiving, and he gives them to eat. And the same with fish. And suddenly there is enough for all these people. One of the biggest miracles by Jesus. He performed this and showed his mighty power as the Son of God. And more, they had so much to eat that they collected the fragments, and there were so many baskets with leftover. A big miracle. But it is not only about the bread to eat, not only about fish and food. This is more. This is just like something what prepares the people for the biggest miracle ever, for the bread, heavenly bread, so for the Eucharist. Jesus shows that he is mighty to give enough food for his people. He gives power and strength, the blessing and everything what they need. And once again, it is not about this what they can eat. It is more. It is the bread for my soul. And my dear brothers and sisters, this is exactly what we are talking about in every Holy Mass. It is the biggest miracle of our faith. It is that what Jesus prepares for us, and we come to our church to pray together, and we bring in the offerings all our needs, our joys and our sorrows, everything what is successful in our life, but also every struggle and problem. We bring it to the altar of God, to Jesus Christ. He is in the middle of our church. He is in the middle of our faith community. We bring this, and Jesus accepts this and gives us his body and blood. In the Holy Communion, in the blessing, he sends us to bring the blessing to our homes and families. This is just like exactly this miracle with 10,000 people. They wanted to have him as king. But it is not about the earthly power, not about this here, this world. This is something more. And the Eucharist, we see the bread, we see the chalice with wine, but it is more. It is the body and blood of Christ. My dear brothers and sisters, this is an invitation for you and me to come with open heart to Jesus, to bring my life, everyday life, to him, and to receive in the Holy Communion, in this holy sacrifice of Mass, to receive his blessing and everything what he gives. All the spiritual graces we can receive. Let us go to the Lord. Let us invite him to our life. And let us receive his blessing for us.